Good day, students. So for today's video, we will be learning all about bank reconciliation. So this is the second to the last part of the topic that you are to undergo or to learn with the subject Fundamentals of Accounting, Business and Management 2. So first, we will discuss the meaning of bank reconciliation. Bank reconciliation, the purpose of the bank reconciliation is to certain that the company's general ledger cash account is complete and accurate. It means that what are the balances or the amounts reflected on your general journal, your general ledger, should be complete and accurate. So it should be all the activities or all the transactions related to cash account should be reflected on your general ledger with the true cash balance reported in the cash account. The company could prevent overdrawing its checking account or reporting the incorrect amount of cash on its balance sheet. So, this will prevent the reporting of the cash balance account na wrong siya. So, gina-correct sa bank reconciliation. Also, bank reconciliation provides a way to detect potential errors in the bank records. So, from the amounts already given in the general ledger in the cash account, you will check it also on the bank's record if accurate ba siya, kung unsay nasa imuhang ledger mao ba pod sa kanang ledger pod sa bangko. So that is the purpose of bank reconciliation. So the bank reconciliation process requires tedious tasks. For example, every check amount on the bank statement must be compared to the check amounts in the company's general ledger. So, as I've said a while ago, if what are the amounts, check amount, for example, if the company had issued a check to someone, it should be reflected to the bank statement. Any difference, such as the company's outstanding check and errors, will become part of the adjustment listed in the bank reconciliation. So, i-check gyudayon na siya sa bangko if there are any errors or outstanding check. Every deposit on the bank statement must be compared to the receipts recorded in the company's cash account. So, for example, at the end of the day, you are to deposit a 100,000. So, it should be reflected on your cash balance and also on the cash balance of the bank. So, dapat accurate sila, equal gyapon sila. So, what amount is reflected in the company should be reflected on the bank. Any differences such as a deposit in transit and or errors will become part of the adjustments listed on the bank reconciliation. So, what will happen, or any errors or deposit in transit that had occurred should be listed or adjusted on the bank reconciliation. On other items on the bank statement must be compared to the other items in the company's cash account. Any differences such as bank fees, check returns because of the insufficient funds, collections made by the bank, etc. will be part of the adjustment listed on the bank reconciliation. So for example, there are bank fees or naagi mga instances nga insufficient ang imuhang cash account sa bangko. So, nagi-check nga mobalik. So, it should also be adjusted on the bank reconciliation. So, that is the meaning of bank reconciliation and its purpose. So, now we will proceed on the problem solving related to bank reconciliation. So, in your bank reconciliation, this is the bank reconciliation. So, this is the cash in bank. This is the side for the company or the part for the company. And the deposit from ABC Corporation is the part of the bank. So, kung naay mahitabo nga mga cashes or mga deposits diri sa mga debits and credits diri sa cash in bank from the company's general ledger should be reflected on the deposit from ABC Corporation or to the bank. So, nga na ang bank reconciliation. Okay. For this problem, so the problem solving, first na problem is the company received 300,000 from a customer. It was deposited in the bank at the end of the day. So as you notice, the company has received, merong nakuhang pera ang company mula sa kanyang customer, which is maybe nag-render siya ng services. And then, at the end of the day, that 300,000 had been deposited to the bank. So, what you will do in your bank reconciliation is how you will record that transaction on the bank reconciliation. So, according to the problem, the company had received a 300,000 from a customer. So, para sa side sa company, this is the debit and this is the credit. So, pag ang company naka-receive ng payment is musulod siya sa company. So, it is a debit. So, butangan niyo mo siya of 300,000. Next, according to the company, this 300,000 at the end of the day had been deposited to the bank. So, this is the side of the bank. So, ibutang dayon nimo siya sa credit side sa bank. Okay, so bali sila, no? From the company side, if naay mosulod nga kwarta to the debit. Sa bank nga side, pag naay mosulod nga kwarta to the credit. Okay. So, kuha ang first nga problem. So, na-reflect silang, ang 300,000 is na-reflect sa both sides. It is because nakadawat ang company og 300,000 and also na-deposit po dahil siya sa bank. Okay, let us proceed to number 2 problem. The company issued a check worth 47,000 to a supplier. It was in cash the day after. Okay, it was in cash the day after. So, niingon that the company issued a check worth 47,000 to a supplier. So, naay nigawas nga kwarta kay nag-issue man og check ang company. So, you will write the 47,000 on the debit side. As you notice, sa inyong general ledger is ang mga amounts, magsulat ka diri, magsulat lang gyapon ka diha, magsulat na po din diri, magsulat na po din diha. But in this bank reconciliation, para mas maklaro ang mga activities from the cash in bank and to the deposit from ABC Corporation, dili nimo siya itungod. Asa man siya magtungod? Kani si 300 mo nagtungod kang 300 sa Pikas. Then the 47 will be magtungod po dayon sa 47 diri sa Pikas. So, ang 47,000 is gawa siya sa company. Now, also, pag-abot sa bank nga side, nigawas po dayon siya. Why? Because it was the check from the bank, I mean, the check from the company to the supplier was in cash by the supplier the day after. So, namaynusan ang imuhang kwarta didto sa bangko. Kay na may nag-in cash og cheque nga 47,000. So, that is number 2 problem. Next, on the number 3 problem, at the last day of July, so this bank reconciliation is for the month of July. At the last day of July, the company received a 100,000 payment from a walk-in customer. Due to a delay in the delivery to the bank, the amount was only credited by the bank on August 2, 2016. Okay. For this problem, it is a bank reconciliation for July. So you need to record or you need to reconcile first the amounts nga nakasulod for the month of July. So that is why if the company, on the company side, it had received a 100,000 from a walk-in customer. So it's a debit, okay? nakakolekta man siya og kwarta. Now, for the bank, because this is a July reconciliation, so for the bank, wala pay na deposit. That is why dili nimo siya i-reflect. So unsa man nimong buhaton, butangan nimo siya og blank diha or inga nga linya para it means nga naay cash nga nakasulod sa company pero wala niya na butang sa bangko. Okay. So, nganong wala man nato gi-record kay for the July man ni siya nga bank reconciliation. And then, the amount was only credited to the bank on August 2, 2016. So, dili pa nimo siya ibutang diri kay for July ra man ni siya nga bank reconciliation. Okay. What is the name of that amount pag wala siya na-reflect didto sa bank? So, a cash nga nakasulod sa company, wala na reflect or wala na credit ngadto sa bank on the same month is ginatawag na siya deposit in transit. So, this is a deposit ko lang siya ay no. This is a deposit in transit is the amount has already been added by the book but not yet added by the bank as of the last day of the month. So, ingon ana ang deposit in transit. Okay, let us proceed to the problem number 4. So, the problem number 4, the company issued a check worth 92,000 to a creditor. It was only in cash by the creditor on August 13, 2016. As I've said a while ago, the bank reconciliation we are making is only for July. So, dili sa nato ibutang si 92,000 didto kang bank kay wala pa man siya na in cash. So, when a company issues a check, di ba kani issue a check magyapon ni siya. So, diri day nimo ibutang si issue a check, meaning naay nigawas nga kwarta sa company worth 92,000. Will you reflect it to the bank? No, you cannot reflect it to the bank. It is because August na in cash ang kwarta from the creditor of the company. Now, what is the name of that amount na naka-issue na og cheque but wala pa na in cash to the bank at the end of the month? The month, I mean. I'm sorry. So, this amount is known as outstanding check. This is an amount that had been deducted by the book but has not yet been deducted by the bank as of the cut-off date. So, duha na ato ang nabalaan, no? The deposit in transit and the outstanding check. Okay. So, this 92,000 is a outstanding check. The 100,000 is a deposit in transit. Okay, let us proceed. For the problem number 5, the bank credited 400 interest income to the account of ABC Company for the month of July. The company only knew this amount upon receipt of the July bank statement on August 1, 2016. Okay, so di ba ang imong kwarta when you deposit a money to a bank maghatag magina siya interest, right? That is why ga-save ta sa bank para mas mutubo pa ang atoang kwarta. So for this problem, bali na sad si bank na sad ang naay gi-record sa imuhang account. It means nga naaday ni sulod nga 400 pesos na interest income from the money in your bank. So, kay sulod man siya, it would be credited on the side of the bank. Now, the problem had said that the company only knew this amount upon the receipt of the July bank statement on August 1. So, kay kani siya is for July man, dili nimo siya ma-reflect to the bank to the cash in bank. So, sa may buhaton nimo as what you've done here, wala na siya isulat. So, kung aha na siya, so, kaya di ba pag naay mo sulod nga kwarta sa bangko, credit. Pag naay mo sulod nga kwarta sa cash in bank, it is on the debit. So, butangan nimo og linya tera. So, it means nga wala na reflect si 400 to the amount in cash in proceed. So, what is the name of that amount? So, kanina, may nalaman na tayong deposit in transit. May nalaman na rin tayong outstanding check. So, ngayon, what will be that type of amount? So, this timing difference is also known as credit memo. These are items that were already added by the bank but have not yet been added by the book as of the cut-off date. Other credit memos include accounts receivable collected by the bank in favor of the company and loan proceeds directly credited by the bank to the account of the customer. So as you can see, it is called a credit memo because an amount had been credited to the bank but not yet reflected to the cash in bank in the company's book. So meron siyang ginatawag na credit memo. Now, let us proceed to the last problem for this set. The bank deducted problem for this set is number 6. The bank deducted 80 from the account of ABC Company as of a 20% withholding tax for the 400 interest income. The company also knew about this upon receipt of the bank statement on August 1. So, there had been a deduction to the money. No. So, if it is a deduction to the money, di ba kani is, ito is pumasok na pera sa iyong bank account. Dito is lumabas na pera sa iyong bank account. So, sabi dyan, may 80 pesos na na-deduct sa iyong bank account to the bank. So, you will write 80 pesos here. And then, the company had knew that there is a deducted 80 pesos to the bank account sa August na. So, hindi mo yan mare-record dito sa cash in bank. Kasi hindi mo naman yan nalaman during the July month. You had known it on the August month. So, maglinya dayon ka diri. You put a line in here. It means the 80 pesos had not reflected on the cash in bank in the book of the company. So that is how you reconcile the transaction happened in the cash in bank and the deposit from transit. So we will check if mabalanse. First nating i-compute is the side of the company. This is the cash in bank. So, from 300,000, you will add the 100,000. So, it is 400,000. Diba? Debit side man ito. So, you will add both of them. And then, from the debit side, you will deduct the credit side amounts. So, minus 47,000 and minus 92,000. So, for the cash in bank, the total cash reflected on the book of the company is 261,000. Okay, that is the total cash balance in the cash in bank. Let's proceed to the deposit from ABC Company or the side of the bank. So, first, you will add the debit side and deduct the credit side. Okay, the 300,000 plus the 400 pesos minus the 47,000 and minus the 80 pesos. So, it is 253,000. Okay, So that is the cash balances for the cash in bank and the deposit from ABC company. So as you can see, they are not in balance. In the bank reconciliation, you need to balance each of the sides. For the side of the the book of the company and the book of the bank. So you need to balance both of them. So this is how you will balance both of the accounts. This is how you will check the balance for the per book and the per bank. So why there had been a the balance for the cash in bank and the deposit from ABC Corporation are not the same because of the 4 timing differences. So first, na atong giistoryahan ganina is the deposit in transit. Next is the outstanding check. Next is the credit memo. And lastly is the debit memo. The debit memo is, I forgot to mention it. It is on the problem number 6 wherein there had been a deduction from the bank account of the company but not yet recorded to the cash in bank, to the company's book. So this is how you will check the balance of your cash. Okay, so bibo na kayo ang video 5 dire. Makapalit lang kong sounds, mag-video 5 na ito. Okay, first, you will write the balance that you had computed on the side of the cash in bank. So, muna siya ang per book. So, book of the company. Next, on the side of the deposit from ABC Corporation, which is the per bank, you will write the balance that you had computed, which is 253,320. Okay. What will be the next step? So the next step that you will be doing is you need to reflect those amounts not reflected in the per book but reflected on the per bank. Right? And then, you need also to reflect the amount reflected on the per book but not yet reflected on the per bank but not yet reflected on the per book. So, let us go back to the problem kanina. First that we identify is the deposit in transit. The deposit in transit is 100,000. So the company had received a 100,000 from a customer but not yet deposited to the bank because of some delays. So now, you will reflect it to the per bank. So, ibutang nimo diri sa C 100,000. So this is your deposit in transit. DDIT, deposit in transit. Next that we will identify is the outstanding check. The outstanding check is the 92,000, which is the company in the per book. It was reflected that the 92,000 is an issued check to the creditor, but the creditor did not encash it for the month of July. It was in cash on the month of August. So you will reflect it. If this is an addition, because this is an income from the company. Next is the issued check. So may inilabas kang pera mula sa iyong bank account. So, minus 92,000. So, the open and close parentheses indicates the deduction of an amount to the whole amount. Okay? Next, this 92,000 is your outstanding check, your OC. Okay. Next that we will identify the number 3 timing difference is your credit memo. The credit memo is the 400 pesos. This 400 pesos is a interest reflected on your bank account but not yet reflected to the book account because the company had already known that there has been an interest when they receive a bank statement on the month of August. So kay it is an interest income, from the word income, it should be added to your per book. Okay. Lastly, the number 4 timing difference is the 80 pesos, which is the 80 pesos is the withholding. So the last timing difference is the 80,000 for the 80,000 that was deducted from the bank account but not yet reflected to the per book or the account of the company. Okay, so it was deducted to the bank account, so it would also be deducted to the per book. So this 80 pesos, I'm very sorry, 80 pesos is a withholding, 20% withholding tax from this interest income. So this 400 is what we call as credit memo. And this 80 pesos is our debit memo. Okay. Now, let us check if the per book and the per bank would be in balance. Okay, let us compute first the per book. So, in the per book, the first amount is the 261. So, 261,000 plus 400 minus the 80 pesos is equal to 261,320. So that is for the per book balance. Now let us proceed to the per bank. So let us compute the per bank balance. So the first amount is 250,320 plus the 100,000 minus the 92,000. So it is 261,320. So as you notice, the per book and the per bank has the same cash balance. So you've already reconciled the per book and the per bank for the company ABC. So this is how you are to reconcile. So this is the bank reconciliation. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you learned something. So on the next video, we will be discussing furtherly. So this is for the month of July. So the next video, the part 2 of this topic, bank reconciliation, is for the month of August. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned something. Goodbye.